All right. Well, I'm here with George, who I just met on the internet. And when we're going to hang out, and he invited me to a chat room. Um, and George Karampoulis, presumably Greek. Where are you from, George?
I am from Greece. Fun enough, my wife is from Athens, Georgia, and I am from Athens, Greece. And even when we got married, they made a mistake and they put GR next to my wife, and I'm like, no, it's GA, Georgia, USA. It's not GR, Greece. But yeah, I'm from Greece. You are correct.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. You're wearing that one, sir. And now you're in Georgia. Are you still in Athens, Georgia?
I am close to Athens, Georgia. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so at some point or another, if you're getting into the home inspection business, as George has at some point, how long you been in the business, George?
Well, I've been an inspector 7 years now, and I recently opened my own. So
Gotcha.
it's only been like 2 years that I have mine.
Okay, so if you're like George, you're either started your own business or just came into the industry and you've been here for a little while and you started noticing some things like what is on this website here, which I use as an example very frequently. This is Home Pro Home Inspections out of Jacksonville, Florida, and the guy who owns this is Wally Conway. Great dude. Happy to share his knowledge with you, and I'd suggest at some point, if you get the opportunity to sit down with Wally, it's fun anyway. But you see this stuff and then you go to our website and it's confusing. And I mean, I think your message to me was what the heck do I do here?
I wanted to be straightforward and be like, okay, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of inspectors that they offer these warranties. I've heard about it, but I always thought that they bring more trouble than they help. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of going to the group and ask and get different opinions and then people get mad for a reason, I will go straight to the source.
Well, I'm surprisingly accessible, so that's good. We got that going for us. The response you get from the internet when you say something like, hey, here's this RecallChek thing, here's this these warranties, is sometimes a really good one. If you happen to hear from one of the inspectors that are incredibly successful in this industry, which most all of them utilize our products, then you're lucky. Most of them don't spend their time on the internet, in social media chat rooms. So instead you get a disproportionate amount of garbage from people that have no real experience with these things usually. Wally is a great example of a user of ours because he's been using our stuff for, probably 15 years now. And not only did he use our stuff, he quit using our stuff and then he came back. So I have some good stories about him that, maybe give you a little bit more confidence than you have right now in the product. But let's address this first issue of whether it's going to cause you more trouble. And I get the idea this is an idea that some people have. It's not true. Here's what, let's just start with some basic facts. People are going to experience problems. They're going to experience failures. There's nothing you can do as an inspector or that I can do as a warranty guy to prevent that. There's 1 out of 700 people are going to move in and within 90 days have a disastrous problem with their underground sewer and water lines. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's just bottom line. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
So when you say, gosh, the warranty is going to cause me more trouble, I would ask you to clarify what you mean. Do you mean, oh no, this person's going to make a claim and it's not going to be covered, it's going to be denied for some, fine print reason or whatever, and then it's going to come back on me? Or do you mean You know, I'd rather those people just have those problems and I never hear from them, and, you know, screw them. They can deal with their own problems. Which way are you going with that?
So let me explain. I will start with the second thing that you said. As a small, because for now I am a small business. I don't have like 10 inspectors under me. Under me.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, at least. I have the policy to care for the customer, for the client. So I definitely stay up late and answer phone calls if they have any questions. So I wouldn't say, no, screw them, you know, I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear, but if I can help, I will. When you get now a third person, then the problem starts, because I've heard stories that, oh yeah, you call them for, because you said that, for example, I said to the clients, you're covered with that, with this warranty. They say, okay, cool. But then they call the warranty and they say, as you said, the first thing that you said, like the fine print says that, you know, not really, you're not covered because of that and that. In that scenario, you would, in this scenario, you're not. And then it's yeah, it backfires me, for example. That's one thing that I'm afraid. The second thing is that, you know, I learned, even going through Internazi, that as an inspector, I cannot offer warranties, I cannot fix, I cannot repair, I cannot do things. So if I offer this through a third person, yeah, it's a third party, it's not me, it's the third party that does that. Mm-hmm. It's more like a referral, more like, hey, I recommend this, but I want to know how can it, if it will backfire to me, or if they will make a claim just because they have that warranty, you know, things like that.
Okay, so let's establish how much we care about the client for a moment. You do an inspection for a client, and 30 days after they move in, they have tree roots in their sewer line that were not detectable the day that you were there. They need to dig up their yard and replace at least a section of pipe. What is it that you currently do for them? How big of a check do you write that client currently?
It haven't happened yet.
Well, okay, but let's just say hypothetically tomorrow.
But hypothetically, I don't know. I would start mainly by answering the phone, not disappearing, and actually saying to them, all right, look, like, as you saw in the agreement, the inspection is for what I see at time of the inspection. And
I love this conversation. Yeah, okay, go ahead, go on. Let's do it.
And you know, see how mad they are.
Okay.
And you know, I think that again, in the agreement, I have the maximum that they would get back is what they paid for.
Okay. This is a perfectly reasonable answer. I think this is the answer that a lot of inspectors, well, they struggle with, but I don't think that too many would answer differently than you did if they were just perfectly honest about it, right? I have an agreement. How pissed are you? You know, what is this going to cost me as a business owner? Can I make it, you know, where's the line where I write a check as a business decision, or I stand my ground because, you know, there's really no benefit or ROI to it. And, you know, that debate that you're having with yourself there, that difficulty of thinking through, like, what do you do and all the different variables, that's something that is bad for the client. Here's what should happen. The client moves in, they have a problem they didn't expect. It cost a couple grand to dig it up and fix that line. They should get a check for a couple grand. No?
That would be amazing. As a client, I would like that.
Okay, so let's at least establish that's better than getting nothing, or being told that, you know, we have an agreement that says that we don't have to cover this, or whatever. So the better result for the client is to move into what they expected. And we recognize that. Okay. So would you say that then, not talking about disappointing people yet, we'll get to that. Because, you know, there is a reality that, you know, clients get disappointed some. Wouldn't lie about that, but they get disappointed anyway. So we'll go through those scenarios here in a moment. But since we can acknowledge that, you know, paying for a problem is better than not, let's talk about the benefit real quick. Is your inspection more valuable when you're the guy that covers the sewer line problem, or the leaking dishwasher, or the electrical failure, or the plumbing leak? Is your inspection more valuable than the guys down the street?
Yes. The short answer is yes.
Okay.
The long answer actually would add something like, I still though need to see how, I mean, we all know and we all keep learning from, that's where how we got certified, right? And
Sure.
we know that this is what I see at this time. Why am I reliable about what happens a month later?
Oh, you're not, but when was the last time you were in Greece?
Well, actually, I was a few months ago.
Okay, so it'd be fair to say that you're somewhat aware of maybe even the real estate market in Greece.
Yeah, but it's completely different than
I know
that.
it's completely different because I'm, you know, a fucking expert. So let's talk about the difference between here and Greece. How many home inspections happen on regular residential properties as a part of the real estate transaction?
Here or in Greece?
In Greece, I mean, yeah, Greece.
So in Greece, we, as you know, we have concrete
Oh,
concrete houses.
okay. So your houses are different. Got it. But you also have massive potential for structural issues, particularly the way that some of these towns are built. You know,
The main issues that we have are from earthquakes.
Which create some even more structural issues. Yeah.
Which
Okay.
though we don't have as strong, and what I want to explain is that home inspections in Greece actually for now are not a big thing.
Right. Well, no, let me tell you, I know, and they're not a big thing hardly anywhere. It's purely American, Canadian, a little bit of Irish and British, not huge, Australian, but really basic there at this point. You know, so we're not talking about something that gets done in most countries, in most of the world. And, you know, the reason why it's done here is because it became customary and typical, and it's an avoidance of liability. At some point, the real estate agents and real estate brokers here in this country decided, gosh, this home inspection thing, which was this little tiny nothing industry of handymen, you know, doing bullcrap inspections on the weekend. At some point, the brokers and agents got together and built into their agreements the contingency for inspection. And that at that moment, the inspection became pretty much a standard. Now, why? Because they're avoiding liability. Why? Because they don't want their clients to have bad experiences. Why? Because, you know, they don't want to lose referrals and they don't want to get sued. So here's the reality is because we're in like kind of a fearful society, or one where we like to be taken care of. You know, you can put it somewhat positively. You know, in some other countries, even ones that are, you know, politically more liberal, they have curiously a great deal more personal responsibility in some regards, right? We don't. We like everything and everything in America needs to be taken care of by a protection plan, an insurance policy, or otherwise.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I agreed on that.
Okay. So here's what what you do. Like, yes, it's not your responsibility to cover something that breaks later. Totally, I agree. That is not part of the minimum standard that the bottom of the barrel home inspectors do. If you look at the top 20%, the cream of inspectors, they offer these things. They don't just offer them, they include them with their inspections because it delivers a better client experience. And they want to cover those things so that their inspection value isn't just, I came in and looked at a few electrical outlets in a window. It's, you're going to have a good experience. And if you don't, here's the number to call to make your claim. Now,
okay, from that point though, how easy is for the client? Or will I make his life or her life even harder? And then I will get, for example, a review saying, oh, yeah, he sent me to that company to do, and I had to spend months until I get it right.
okay. So we've only been doing this for, gosh, since 2001 was the first time that we did an inspection warranty. And since then, we've done approximately 7 million of them. And gosh, in doing those 7 million, we became the largest vendor in home inspection industry history by a multiple. And that didn't happen by accident. And it didn't happen because we're pissing people off or creating problems for home inspectors. It's because we're delivering on our promises. Now, to your point, the very exceptional, okay, these are incredibly exceptional. Most people submit a claim, which just involves submitting an invoice or estimate, and then we review it. We respond to them in writing. It happens generally within 72 hours, and they're happy campers. But if they're the kind of person who doesn't follow instructions really well, because there are a lot of people like that out there, and we have one-page policies with really simple coverage, no fine print, no nothing. I mean, it couldn't be easier. Yet somehow, yet somehow, every single week in the, gosh, couple thousand claims we'll probably take in a week. In that period of time, we get approximately 100 people that lose their mind over whatever, and it's usually some sort of communication problem. Sometimes it's just it's almost like they feel like they're going to be disappointed before they are actually disappointed. That's the way the consumer is now. So we have this funnel in our business that we've developed over all these years. And it starts with this. Okay, so we have a couple hundred people on the phones ready to take care of your clients. Well, they're going to handle 90% of the issues. Then there's the ones that raise their hand and say, I'm going to be a problem client today. I'm going to be pissed off. Well, they go to supervisors and managers generally. And so another 5% go there. And then we have something that nobody else has in this business. And it's not, it's no secret. We publish this. We have what we call a special escalations team. So if you didn't get what you want as a customer, and I'm saying this on YouTube to a customer, and anyone watching this that's a customer that you feel like you haven't been treated well, gosh, sometimes we mess up, but there's probably a little more to it. Either way, I'd love to hear your story. Send the CEO an email himself, nthornberry@rwswarranty.com. I'll be happy to make sure you're taken care of. But out of those 90%, they're taken care of. They're good and done, out of the way. Then there's 5%. They got to talk to a manager, supervisor, feel a little special. Then there's the 5% that are going just totally crazy. They're bringing an attorney into it. They're calling the broker. They're calling the agent. And these people have, they were going to have problems no matter what. It's not like you had to offer a warranty from me in order for their $20,000 problem to be something you were going to hear about today. The difference is we document it, and our special escalations team takes care of it. And we're talking about experts. It's myself, it's Mike Casey, it's Lane Clegg. it's Phil Thornberry. And there's a team there as well, another 3 people. So 7 people that do nothing but take care of your worst problems. And all you got to do is raise your hand. And people are hesitant to do this. They're shy to do this. Raise your hand. Send an email to me or Mike Dorr. His email is mdorr, DOERR at rwswarranty.com. And then you can just say, hey, I have this client at this address. They're giving me trouble. They say they're not being taken care of. Either way, can you look into it? Thanks. All you got to do. Because then instead of waiting for them to follow the right method of making a claim or dealing with whatever, we go ahead and reach out to them, and we do it for inspectors a day, every single day. We're in a unique industry. You're dealing with people that were referred by their real estate agent who works for a broker, who then gets an inspection with you, and then they move in and they have a problem and they have a contractor come out that tries to sell them something. And when they do, they throw you under the nearest bus. And so the warranty does a wonderful job of slowing down that process and saying, whoa, contractor, there's a warranty over here with a process. So put together your invoice and your estimate with labor and materials, divide it up. We have some, really basic stuff we ask them for. And it's amazing how many people we save just a shitload of money every single day. So is it possible that you will hear from a client that's unhappy? Yeah, but that was going to happen anyway. Will it happen more because you're inviting them back to you with problems, with a more valuable product? Potentially. I won't deny it, but it's not very often. We wouldn't be in business if it were. And when it does happen, here's what you need to do. You need to turn it into so much business for you. Like everybody who uses my stuff already and everybody who's thinking about it, here's a big ass business tip. You have your rep, you have Mike Dorr, you got me, you got Tim Clark, you got Pat Allen, you got anybody on the team that you deal with every single day. Make yourself a hero. By the time you hear from a client, they're frustrated, probably because of them. It's probably them. But you can tell them, hey, let me look into this for you. I'll get right back. Okay. You get a little bit of information, get with your rep, and then call them back and tell them that they're going to hear from somebody and that you made a call and asked for a favor, and you're a big client of ours, and we're old friends, and whatever you want to say, we'll back you up. And they are just amazed because now it's like the agent and the broker and everybody knows that there's an issue, and they're going, oh my God, not again, not another idiot home inspector. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out, not only are you connected, but man, you make the checks happen. Why the fuck would we send an inspection to anybody else? Why would we send an inspection to somebody who doesn't cover the underground water lines, or offer a 5-year roof leak protection plan, or cover over 1,500 different mechanical and structural issues? I mean, I get where you're coming from, but it's what we refer to as hypothetical nonsense. Come and enjoy. Come to my office. We're probably a 10-hour drive for you, if that. And you can come and stand in the middle of the claims floor. I'll walk you around the claims reps. We can listen to them taking in claims, approving claims, the whole thing. Anyway, sorry, it's a long answer. I like to talk.
I like the answer though. So.
Oh, right. Well, if you like the answer, then we're good. Maybe somebody else will like the answer out there. But this is just one of those kind of myths. And there was actually a company. If you go to inspectionsuccess.net/2020, there is a full video of our annual conference for users. So you can watch, one segment at a time. On that video, there's a guy by the name of Mike Spears. Mike Spears is the general manager, inspection leader for one of the largest home inspection companies in history. It's called the Elite Group there in Southern California. And this is a company that, got really, really big. Like they were already pretty big when they started using our stuff. But once they gave their sales reps, instead of, hey, here's a really complicated way to sell our services, instead, they just gave them this and said, hey, go out there and say a warranty comes with the inspections. Like that's all they did. And they went out and just pumped it, and tripled the size of this business in no time. Well, then the bills from us start looking a little heavy. Like when you're getting a bill from Nathan Thornberry in the 6 figures, you're going, oh crap, this is a lot of money. And you start to think, well, maybe we can do it better ourselves. And it's perfectly good thought. Many have tried. Elite Group actually tracked what they spent on consumer resolutions, on time, on effort, on energy, on the payroll for 1.5 dudes to take care of all their problems. And it was like horribly more expensive to not utilize our warranties than it was to utilize them. So does that scale to you? Because that's part of your question here is got to be, gosh, this is money, right? It's money out of my pocket. So, it's got to be worth it. So we do a couple of things with that. We give it to you for free for a while. So you don't pay anything out of pocket and you can run it like it's a special. Everybody should do that once. Run it like it's a special. Run it for real. And go out there and say, you can start it like this. Hey, we're now offering for a limited time a free sewer guard policy with every home inspection, and just take advantage of the free 6-month trial with us, and see what the response is. See if you have less cancellations. See if you can push a higher price. See if you have an easier time selling your inspection services when you can say, hey, I do a great inspection just like the other guy, but we cover the underground sewer lines. Whoa. So just a thought.
That makes sense.
Hit me with, this is good stuff. It's a good question. And I feel like it's okay that it's complex. Some days I look at all the inspectors that are like, leads in our system, and then they hear about it and they're like, I don't even understand what you guys do. It's like, well, it's not easy. It's complex. And it's become, the elite of inspectors that utilize it partly for that reason. Because, some people in our industry just simply don't understand it. Not because they're new and they're asking the questions. You're just fine. But somebody who's been around for a while, they know, or you should know something about it. And they're just ignorant to it, and their clients pay the price. We have this conversation, and you're going to have 10 dudes. You're going to be doing 10,000 inspections a year, and you're going to have 5 to 6, even 10 people every single year that we dig up their yards for them, that if they had used anybody else, they would have been screwed. So hit me with more. Like, what else don't you get? You got me.
I don't know. I think these are where bringing up the cost. I have no idea about the cost. When I contacted you, I just wanted to learn more about the details of what you offer.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest. A couple of things. One, go to inspectionsuccess.net and scroll down. Like, here's all the stuff that, we want to sell you. We have little info sheets on every single one. Okay. But then after that, there's these 2 books. They're just online books. You can read them on your phone. They're super simple. They're super fast. If you read these books, you're going to get the concept of, how to really utilize these things. And I wish everybody would do it, because I really don't like it when inspectors spend money and they don't get money back. You should be spending $1 with me and getting 2 in return. Second thing you should do is go to, and let's just call it the roof protection page, and hit the start free trial now. And it's going to take you to a form, and it couldn't be simpler on the form. When you fill that out, it's going to go to Mike Dorr and his team, and they're going to send you an email back with exactly that pricing. And when I say that pricing, this video could be seen anytime now or in the future. So, probably changed once or twice. There's a lot of choices. You have to put together your package. Most do the RecallChek 90-day warranty, or the 90-day warranty and sewer guard, or what we call the full package, which is our 90-day warranty, sewer guard, mold safe, and our roof leak protection plan. Those are the three most popular plans, but you can totally customize them. And so you can run anywhere from $10 an inspection to $35. And we have yet to find an inspector that can't build in, at least a part of that cost into their inspection fee. And it's justified at that point because they're different than the next guy. Here's something else you should do or consider. Go to homeinspectionuniversity.com, sign up. Just hit this need an account, sign up, and I'll just log in real quick. Let's see here. There we go. So this website has some incredible videos and training, including new inspector courses, a full 60 hours of courses from a different instructor than you had. So if you're looking to freshen up a little bit, even if you're an existing inspector, this is a live course, totally free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You're good. If you want the best training, I think ATI training is it. But if you want like a continuing education module, this is it. And it's totally free. And then there's all these other categories, and you have all these different categories and different courses. Advanced pool inspections. You want to do the live one with John Bolton. He's our dude in Orlando, but you can get the one online too, and just get a taste. But if you go down all the way to this, where it starts the Power User Conference and the Inspection Super Conference, and Inspection Success Live, oh man, this is a great video. Just go to Inspection Success Live, watch that one. It's got some great inspectors, like three of the biggest ones in the country, doing like 45-minute presentations on things that can help your business. So, and that's all free. You don't have to sign up for anything, or hand your soul over to Nathan Thornberry. Right? That's what people think, right? There's also one thing that I really think you should make sure you're doing. Are you testing for mold?
You know what you ask. You ask very tricky questions.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to trip you up. Are you offering a mold test as a part of your inspection service?
I do not. I do not.
Okay, so let's
to clearly call it mold and test and give results of mold. No, I do not.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
We go to the part that we learn of discoloration and and other stuff, but growth.
All right, so you are doing two things. This is fact. Well, actually three. Number one, you're increasing your liability immensely. Inspectors that test for mold don't get sued for mold. Okay. And by the way, if they're using my lab, they're going to sue me, not you, because of the way that we do it. Number two, you are costing yourself an amazing amount of money. I mean, if you're doing the normal amount of inspections, 200 inspections a year in the state of Georgia, 200 is kind of, normal inspector tends to do at least 200. You would have, let's see, about 20, 40, $12,000 a year more in your pocket for every 200 inspections you do if you were offering mold testing. Shame on you. 3, you're screwing over your client. You're making it so they don't have resources in that inspection response. They need your mold test so that they can make sure the seller fixes things the right way.
Well, that's why I contacted you when I saw.
All right, so let me show you something really easy.
The thing is, again, that, again, when you get certified, you learn that you're not a specialist. You cannot mention the mold. Then we get you that you are the specialist.
Okay. Hold on, let me do that again. What? Yeah, this whole, we're a generalist, blah, blah, blah thing. It's like, okay, I don't see how that relates to.
I mean, don't tell me that that's the first time that you hear that.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Because probably you offered that lab because of what I say.
Right. So let me just pull somebody here. I'll just pull one company as an example, and I'm going to go to, and I didn't mean to show off, how great this company is doing, but since I accidentally did that, let me tell you, June White is just a rock star, and they're doing really well in Colorado Springs. So anyway, I've selected this company. I'm going to go to their resources page. So if you sign up for our lab, you get this resources page where you can go to, let me find the section here. There it is. Go to the Inspector Lab section. I'm going to help you with the mold conversation. And I don't mean to insult you by this, but like your accent is pretty thick, dude. Yeah, I mean, you're Greek. You are definitely Greek. And I'm wondering how that conveys, like when you're upselling on site, that might be, it might be fine for the client actually, but it might make you uncomfortable. It might be something that you avoid because of that. I would. So I have many limitations myself. It doesn't happen to be accents, but like I can't reach things that are high because I'm short, for instance. So
let me tell you really quick on that. Yeah. I'm not making a lot of videos to promote myself because of the accent, but on the other hand, when I give the report, because I've been doing it for so many years, the report is clear and nice, and you don't see, if you read it, that, hey, this came from a Greek guy.
By the way, no, you come across fine. It's more in your mind is what I was getting at, that, that you would feel less than comfortable promoting something and like talking about something, particularly something so, biotechnical, it seems complex. So I'm going to simplify this for you and show you this mold menu. Okay. This mold menu immediately makes selling mold tests easy, and it makes it happen often, and it makes it so you don't even have to talk about it. You basically just pull this mold menu out, and you're going to do this in one of a few circumstances. Okay, so the first thing you need is some equipment. We have that. You need media. We have that. We have a account for the lab. We'll give you 5 free lab fees, so you don't even have to pay for your first few lab fees. We have a website, moldtestingprocedures.com. You can go there and it'll show you how to use all the equipment and functionally, take a mold test. And then there's also mold training at homeinspectionuniversity.com, totally free, from our lab director, Dr. Shane. So we set all that up for you. All you have to do is press the button and say, I want that. So you go back to that inspectionsuccess.net and you go to PriorityLab, click on that one and fill out the little form, sign up for your 5 free mold, it should say lab fees. I don't know why it says mold fees, but I'll have that corrected. And then you'll download your mold menu. And the next time you're in a house and you see something that looks like mold, you pull this out and you say, since I'm here already, I can take a surface test and get you a report from a professional laboratory signed off by their lab director that confirms that it is what we both know it is. You know, we both know that's mold. It's visible, it's under the roof leak. Like there's no way that is not mold, but just because of some silly kind of customary and typical things in our industry, I can't use that word in the report. And it could, you know, take away my credibility, because if it's not by chance, if somebody, you know, just smeared some poo over there, whatever it is, I could lose credibility, which would make the rest of your report not work very well for you. So for only 75 bucks, you know, a lot of people charge that. Since I'm already here, I can take a surface sample and get you a confirmation that that is in fact mold from a professional lab, which could help you when you respond to the seller. How would you like me to do that and proceed, or would you like me to continue on with the inspection? Okay, well, if you change your mind, let me know. And here's this mold menu so you can read up on it if we have some time. Okay, later, they say, this place smells musty. There's a musty smell. Okay, you ever have a client tell you that the house smells funny?
I actually had so many years, only 2, but I had
Okay, well,
2 that I remember at least now, but I had.
Well, it's amazing how many more people will bring stuff up when it's on the menu. You know, like not too many people ordered a fish sandwich from McDonald's until they put it on the menu. And
Gotcha.
once they did, they're like, who would have ever thought that people standing in line at a milkshake and hamburger stand, that, like, you know, 20% of those people, and during Lent and, you know, all that that they wanted a fried crappy fish sandwich. Like, who would have known that? It's like one of their best sellers, but it wasn't on the menu. So, you know, like they could have said, yeah, no, people just don't want fish around here because, you know, they never ask at this hamburger place. I love that argument, you know, but okay. So let's say that you have this and you make it part of your routine to lay the mold menu on them at the start of the inspection and say, hey, just in case you have any needs, concerns, questions about mold testing, here's this information for you. Okay. And then you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to feel like you're selling anybody. And if they smell that musty smell, or if they say, I have a kid with asthma and, you know, he's under the treatment of an allergist, and, you know, we want to know if we have an indoor air quality issue here. Does your indoor air quality testing pick up allergens? And you can come back and say, well, you know what? It does in fact pick up allergens, or many of them. Certainly doesn't cost much. Since we're already here, we can do an outdoor test, indoor test, and, you know, for under 250 bucks or under 350 bucks or whatever you price it at, we can get a report back to you. So very simple.
2 questions.
Go for it.
Okay, let's say that we get the sample and we send it. How much time it takes for the results?
Okay, so
for everything, the whole thing, because as we know now, especially, it used to be that you have 10 days. Okay, fine. Now,
let me tell you, you are blowing my mind right now. You are just blowing my mind. Like, you don't know that we run the largest lab in home inspection history, and that we give you overnight labels from FedEx. So it shows up at our office the next morning, and we don't leave the office until we're done.
Well, if you didn't have people like me, you wouldn't make these videos.
No, I wouldn't. And then I'd be like, I don't know, eating shrimp.
Right. From McDonald's.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You're kind of making me want that salad from well, you can get it from any Mediterranean place, but you know that salad that has the feta cheese in it and the olives and
That's Greek
cucumbers.
salad. Come on.
Yeah. Well, okay, sounds like it. I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna do some takeout in celebration of this. But yeah, so we train you on this too, and we will make it super easy. And then have you? I take it you haven't seen our equipment then.
I haven't seen anything. That's why I contacted you.
Well, now you're really blowing my mind and making me think my marketing sucks.
The only thing that I've seen actually, because I've talked with someone, I think Chris is his name, and correct me, I think that it's yours.
Yes.
The next inspect.
Well, it's easier to list out the things in home inspection that aren't mine.
Gotcha.
But anyway, look, I have on your screen
You
something.
pulled the breeze. That's the radon testing.
It's radon testing. This machine right here, this Breeze ET, you need to watch this video about.
I want you to tell me the main difference with another competitor, and if you don't mind, I can call. I can.
Sure. Absolutely. But I was just making the point that the Breeze is a bunch of different products. There's an indoor air quality testing pump. There's the Radon CRM. We have every type of testing media, which should be on here now. Yeah, here you go. We even have disposable radon canisters. We have our Breeze ST, which is the IAQ cassette. And gosh, there should be, it's not up here yet, but we just launched our Breeze E-tape and the S2 surface swap. So anyway, all of your supplies for mold testing at the best prices. Like nothing touches our prices on these IAQ cassettes. We're about $1 less than anything else on the market, which makes a big difference on a $5 product.
Okay.
So anyway,
so when an inspector like me calls you and wants to get some of all of these products,
yeah. We should have an all button. Here's what you do. You want everything. If you're watching this and you want everything, I don't have a button to overwhelm you because, I don't find that to be particularly effective. I would rather send you to, once again, this inspectionsuccess.net. And this site has been, godsend, because inspectors come and it's like, it's the first time they realize that they can use, just one thing, or they can use everything, whatever they want to do, and just start with what you can kind of take on. And I would start with the package with your inspection, then hit up PriorityLab, and then go through the Breeze products, which are down here. And that's that. But there's your next inspect. We have our inspection super conference, which we're going to do in Indianapolis this year. We're going to bring it back to Indy.
Well, my question was going somewhere else.
Go wherever you want to go.
So my question was, okay, so let's say that, I've been doing inspections for some years. I'm good at this. What I'm not good at is the math behind and the business model that you have to run, because that's something that I had to learn by myself. But so being said, let's say that I want 3-4 of those products.
Sure.
Will you let me hanging there, or you will let me know, okay, if you do add these 3-4 products, this is how much it will cost you. And then I will have to figure out, I guess, how much I have to raise my price in order to pay for this, right?
Well, you're actually going to end up, if you just follow my instructions, like literally anybody watching this, just listen up. get to PriorityLab.com, get to DiscoverBreeze.com, get your kits for mold testing, ask for the mold menu. You're going to automatically deliver $12,000 for every 200 inspections you do, right to the bottom line. And that's a lot of money at 200 inspections. That's going to take your income from, probably net 60 to 65,000 up to, 77,000. And there's a big difference between living on 65 and living on 77, my friend. So, ask anybody who makes 65 and did make 77. I'll tell you, it's a disaster to lose that 12. So then the next thing is, you just build it into your price. You start with the trial and then raise your price like 10, 15 bucks, make sure the market's accepting it. And then, raise it another 20 if it's going well. But what we really give you is we give you a very, very simple and easy to sell message. I'm sorry, what's your inspection company's name?
Owl's Eye Home Inspections.
I'm sorry, I'm going to, can you say it one more time? Actually, send me to the website. What's the web address?
Here.
Okay, I see you've chatted it over to me. Great. Owl's Eye. Okay. How long you've been in business for 2 years? I'm sure after 7 years of inspecting, you know how to inspect. Okay. So I'm going to give you,
I know that.
I'm going to give you my personal endorsement. This guy knows how to inspect and he's fun to talk to. I think that it is a little tough to convey Owl's Eye. Like, I'm not saying you have to change the name of your company, but I would definitely get a new URL. Something simple, something easy to convey.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's real quick. I'm sorry, I have to do this. All right. I'll write a picture of you. I'd rather see you in action. I'd rather see a picture of you with the, furnace cover off, with your camera in there or your fat flashlight, or better yet, you on the roof. Because you're a young dude. You're getting on the roof regularly, right?
When accessible, yes.
All right. Well, we'll call it accessible most of the time. My dad's 63. He still gets on roofs whenever he has an opportunity. You can't keep him off the roof. But that makes a big difference. People want to know that you go that extra mile. Believe it or not, most agents, the good ones, they're going to want somebody who gets on the roof. So take a picture of you on the roof, replace that. And then, right here's where you run into trouble that I solve. What part of this message in the fold, as they call it, the thing that you see when you come to your website, first and foremost, what part of this message is unique to you and nobody else in your market can say it?
Well, I know where you're going.
I mean, you promise a pleasant home inspection experience, so I can only assume that all of your competition, not only deliver a very shitty experience, but also advertise how shitty the experience is.
Well, I know where you're going, as I said. You want to put the warranties and the stuff up there to make you different.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, look, it doesn't have to be the only thing. It shouldn't be the only thing, but it should be there. If you're serious about this business, if you're serious about taking care of your client, Don't just say, I'm serious about taking care of my client. But what if their sewer line breaks? Oh, well, fuck them. Like it's so crazy that that inspectors have this mentality. They genuinely care. Like I believe that 100% of the inspectors I've ever met in my career, and it's probably 13,000 of them at this point. I believe every single one of them is, relatively decent at inspecting, at the very least, cares a lot about the industry, educates themselves too much almost, and also don't make any sense. They say, I care about the client, but really, do you? What do you cover that breaks after they move in? Well, nothing. That's not my job. Okay. Well, the client should use somebody else. Well, no, they should use me because I'm good. Well, they're good too, but they have a warranty with their inspection. Okay, well, I'm gonna hate you then. like that's how this goes.
No, but I'm not going to hate you. You speak some truth. You touch a lot of subjects.
You can't stop me. It's like home inspectors that have inspected too long. The longer they inspect, the longer they inspect.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
I just wanted to.
Website doesn't look horrible. I like that you have your phone number right there, and like it's right here, it's clickable. A lot of people don't know how to do that. This 24-hour report delivery guarantee, that's dumb. Get over it. Same day. On-site reporting. Get over it. Stop trying to perfect your shit all night.
Yeah, that's another thing that I see a lot in the groups that I am too. Other people do it on site, other people do it later. It's a mess, and everybody has their opinion about that too. So.
Yeah, but their opinion, if it's different than mine, is wrong. The market is on site. The market is same day. The market isn't next day. Like,
all right. Going back to your
yeah, go wherever you want. I'm sorry. I do this thing where if you're talking to me, I'm gonna help you in every way. Like most of what we talked about here, other than the mold testing and I guess defending my warranty products, hasn't really been about me. It's been about you. So anyway, oh dude, did you okay, nope, good.
What again?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're in the Atlanta market, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's your website. You worked really hard to get somebody to owlseyeinspections.com. And you had to like spell it for them, send a chat message. You really need a new URL. It's easy to convey, but you got all that done. And then they come to your website, and here's what they do. One click. Huh.
What?
Now, 1 second. Oh, here we go. 2 clicks. Oh, man. I'm in 2 clicks from your website.
3 if you choose Georgia.
Pretty much. And here I am.
Your point. I got your point.
Whoa. Like anyone who puts an InterNACHI link of any kind on their website is giving their business to InterNACHI. Simple as that. You know what's funny about this too is that I don't know why inspectors do that. All of our links, by the way, are very safe. If you use any of our links in our resources at RecallChek.com and InspectorLab and PriorityLab.com, all of them are unique to you. None of them will lead back to finding an inspector, seeing your competition. None of it, guaranteed. No, we don't do that. It's our policy. We are hugely against it. But with this concept, Nick and I toured the country together. We had 45 days of presenting to inspectors. And at the end of it, we would tear apart people's websites for fun. And Nick himself would see somebody linking to InterNACHI and he would rip them a new one. He'd like, why are you, he'd say it like this. You know, Nick?
Well, I don't know him personally, but.
Oh, well, eventually you'll meet him if you're around inspection long enough. And, so he would do this thing where he goes, I gotta get ready for it. Why are you doing that? You don't put this on your website. Why are you giving me your business? That's how he talks. You just start yelling at someone, screaming at them over having an InterNACHI link on their website. I found that fascinating. Actually, I found it inspiring, and it's one of the reasons.
Well, these are the things, though. That's why as I said, I contacted you straight to the source instead of asking your team or anybody else sending emails, because the thing is, we hear as inspectors one thing from someone, one thing from someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you said, you saw that, and that's a good observation. The other thing is that we heard from I think Ben Kermiko, that he was doing the website. He's like, hey, like, this is InterNACHI. You are certified from that. Go and show it. And to be honest, a lot of realtors, they asked, and they are like, are you certified? Yes, I am, and this is where I am from.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't have a problem with being certified. If anything, Nick is amazing at inventing round logos. And that's what he sells is round logos with some meaning behind them, right? And he's done a really good job of getting a word out. He really has. Is it a primary message? No. And should it link back to all your competitors? Definitely not. So just keep that in mind. You work really hard to get your clients. Don't give them away.
Thank you for that. All right. One question that I had for the Breeze, because I saw it on.
Oh yeah, let's go back to that. We started at Breeze.
I just wanted to finish this because I had that question.
Yes.
Can you see everything remotely, or you have to be via connected with a Bluetooth?
Okay, so let's make sure that we are talking about the same thing. This is the Breeze Radon monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is, I'm surprised that there's no video here. I'm gonna get a video and post it up here, just a demo. It has an app and it has a website you can log into. You can see where all your monitors are. You can see what the current radon levels are, temperature, pressure, whether there is power to the unit, whether it's been messed with. And let's just say a cat comes along and a cat takes the thing down. It will immediately message you so that you can go and fix it.
So what does it need in order to work like that? Like, is it in a Wi-Fi of the house? Is it?
So it's cellular.
Okay.
Every single one of these is like a cell phone. We built cell phone technology into it.
Okay, good to know, because I was wondering when I saw that.
There is, I'm going to show you something on your screen here. If you go to discoverbreeze.com and you go to Breeze Radon and you go down to this thing that says save money with Breeze, it's actually a much more useful link than it would appear at first glance. So this is a long read. Sorry about that. But this is me writing about all the different features in detail, in wicked detail about this. And let's just pick one at random. So pickup scheduling. You at some point, you might need this. And nothing out there works. Our systems are capable of not only tracking, but telling you which ones will be ready for pickup at what time, and then setting somebody up to go and work a route and pick them all up. And by the way, when they pick them up, the report's already been released. I mean, it's amazing. People love the Breeze. The only thing that has been a problem with the Breeze, first generation had a decent failure rate. We fixed all of them. We replaced all of them. That's, what we do. But, the newest ones, they are incredible and incredibly reliable. So we're going to cycle those in over time. But the only thing that sucks is that we got this all together and working great, and then COVID hit. And COVID hit, yeah, like COVID, I didn't do anything to my vacation schedule. It did not do anything to my work schedule. The week after, there was the big COVID meltdown, everybody's, pooping themselves, I'm flying somewhere. And people are like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not getting locked down in my house. Are you kidding me? that ain't gonna happen. But anyway, so what did affect me was lost some staff for a minute there. There was a big shift of people that wanted to go home, be in their jammies, not work, maybe drink all day. I don't know, but they were offered more money than we were paying them by the government to do that. So, people were almost trying to get fired. And if you have a call center with hundreds of people, you experienced that. Yeah. And it sucked. It just sucked because the worst of people came out, but the best of people did too. Because out of 200 people, 20 of them showed their true colors. Maybe they were desperate, whatever. I don't judge them really, but 180 didn't. So
that was ridiculous. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So we did all right, but what also affected us was microprocessors, microchips. Well, we need those. We have multiple on board on these things. We have a cell chip and we have a main processor board. Well, where are we going to get the parts? So we had huge delays in parts, and then just delays in the stupidest stuff. We finally got, here's one, the batteries for these things. We had 1,000 batteries coming over in a crate from China, because that's where everybody buys their batteries. And, it went all the way from China around Africa, and it came to New Jersey. Of all places, New Jersey. They parked the boat, and it took them 27 days to unload the boat. Like, not only were those batteries 3 months late to begin with. I mean, this is just the real problem in our economy from COVID, I can tell you, is on the manufacturing side. And I feel so lucky to, be a new manufacturer right when COVID started. Because, it cost me like $2.5 million. We're sitting on an incredible amount of inventory and supplies. In fact, we have a bunch of units, like more or less all we need to fulfill all of our back orders. We have all of them ready to go. They're just sitting open, waiting for a battery and one chip. And they're all sitting there waiting for that. We did everything else. And I can only pay staff at a factory so many times to clean the floors, Yeah. So then we started making more products, and so we make do. But it's tough being American made. I'll tell you that much.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well,
so anyway, I'm not sure I did much to answer your question, but
you did.
There are like 30 features that you should read through in here.
Is it talking about the calibration as well?
It does. It talks about everything.
Okay. Good.
And here's the other thing. The reports can come out very early. We have a predictive report that can come right out of the system and go out to the client and go out to everybody in the transaction. And there are areas of the country now where the big inspection company has gone out and bought Breeze radon monitors. And now they set up a radon monitor, and instead of the client waiting 48 hours for results, they're getting them in 16. And they're going, once again, why would we use anybody else?
And it is reliable.
Oh, not only is it reliable, it's totally guaranteed. So basically, here's what it does. It comes out, and I think there's even so there's details on our trade-in program, and then there's where is it? Here it is. So on that same thread, we launched the Breeze Predicts, and it kind of explains it, but here's the basic concept. Let's say after 16 hours, we know without any doubt that it's going to come back high. Well, we're going to tell everybody this thing is coming back high. We know it is. We're going to leave the unit in there for 48 hours to make it sure it's a real test, but it's going to come back high. And here's how we know. Alternatively, and agents love us more for this one, sometimes after 10 hours, we know it's going to come back low. Like, we know it. We've done tens of thousands of tests. There's never been a single one that at 10 hours had this kind of result and came back high. So we know it's coming back low. So we tell them, hey, it's only been 10 hours. We're going to wait 48 to get you the real results. But right now we're letting you know so that you can get on with your real estate transaction and go ahead and do your inspection response, that this thing is coming back low. And not only are we telling you that we're very certain of that, we're guaranteeing it. So if you do your inspection response and you don't say anything about the radon, because we told you this, and it comes back high, we'll pay for a mitigation system. That comes out of our pocket. We've paid for 2. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
but it's not, by the way, coming full circle, it's not my job to deliver faster radon results. It's not my job to pay for mitigation systems when we're wrong. No other monitor even does any of this stuff. Does it make me more valuable? Yeah. So what else you got? You got good questions.
Thank you. I think that you answered all of them, though.
Okay, well, we'll answer the rest of the questions by doing this. Go to inspectionsuccess.net. Read these 2 books. Read Hungrier, read Change Up. It is very much worth your time. Read that, and then when you're done reading it, send me an email, nthornberry@rwswarranty.com, and tell me that you read both of the books, and tell me what you think of it. And I'll give you an extended trial, extended free trial. So there's about, I'd say it'll take you 40 minutes to read Hungrier and probably just under 40 to read Change Up. So you're 80 minutes away from, let's call it, we usually do 90-day trials. We'll add another month to it. And that month might be depending on how many inspections you do, anywhere from a $400 to a $3,500 value.
Okay.
For a little bit of reading.
Thank you. I sure will.
Hey, I appreciate I appreciate you making the time.
Me, I appreciate your time. I just messaged you out of nowhere, yeah, and you were like, "Sure, let's do it now." I'm like, "Okay."
Hey, you know what? It's a good night, and I was enjoying my day already. Thanks for being available. And if you come up with some more questions, we should do this again. And maybe even if you if you try out some of these products, we could have you back, like 1 month in.
So you know what? I have a long distance uncle here, and that's how I end up in US. But I've learned from him one very good lesson, actually, and I love it. When we were going out to restaurants, he was like, "Hey," to the server, "Hey, call the chef, please. And the server is like, are we in trouble? Like something's wrong? It's like, just call the chef. The chef is coming out. He's like, I just wanted to tell you that your food was exceptional. It was great. Thank you very much. And I was like, I was observing that. I'm like, that's cool. Like most of people just call someone to complain. He actually called someone to say, thank you. It was great. And I took that, and with that being said, I'd like to come back once I try something and say, you know what? I tried that, and yes, it was as you said.
Well, I don't make it a habit of disappointing. So hopefully I passed the test. But let's do it. I'll message me your email address in the same chat we just had. I'll have Mike Dorr and his team get you set up on, just kind of the normal everything, which is our full package of warranties, mold testing and mold equipment through Breeze and PriorityLab. And then, let's see, 90 days in, where are you at? 6 months in, did you make an extra $6,000? And if being so generous with your time, all of your initial mold media, so your cassettes and your swabs and your tape lifts, I'm going to give you 5 of each of those, no cost, along with let's go ahead and do 10 samples so that you can truly experience it all the way from end to end and share your experience with others, because I think there's a lot of people like yourself, like I said earlier, that are confused at what we do, because we do so much, and it's like, okay, well, where do I start with these guys? What do they really do? Well, we do a lot of different things, and we're happy to do one thing for you. But we're most effective when we do multiple. I will look forward to seeing you again then. Everyone, George Karampoulos.
Good.
Yeah, all right. I'll get it down. Thanks, George.
Thank you.